Hi, and welcome back to Old School Blues Guitar, and we're going through Okie Dokie Stomp by Gatemouth Brown. This is by request, and the first two verses we've gone through, and then there's a horn break, and then he starts out the third verse out of the horn break like this. So that lick, open second string, 14th fret of the second string. Little bend there. You hear the bend if you listen to it carefully, so let's do that again. And then he's going to do this. So open second string, little bend on the 14th fret of the second string. Open first string. Open second string. And he's going to go open third string is where he ends the phrase. So let's do that whole thing again slowly. Right there. And then the next part, next little phrase is one of the trickier things. So we've got this. And so that little part there, he's coming out of this lick. And that's where we ended the first lick. And then he goes to the 12th fret of the third string. Something like that. I don't know if I got this exactly. So he's going to hammer onto the 12th fret of the third string. And then open second string, 13th fret. And then it sounds like he's going to the 13th fret of the first string, right to the 14th fret. Something like that, very close to that. And then he goes again to something like this. At least that's what I'm hearing right there. And then the next little lick, he gets on the 13th fret of the fourth string. And he's going to play that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open third string. It sounds like a bend, and he brings it back to the 13th fret of the third string. Right there. So from here, and that's what I'm getting there. So that's that phrase. Then he's going to go into the second blues box. One of the coolest little licks right there in the whole song. So I think he starts it on the 16th fret of the second string. Maybe one pick. And he's going to bend up on the 16th fret of the first string. Bring it back down to the 14th fret of the first string. Something very close to that. And then I think he doubles up the second time through on the second string. Plays that, and then the last time, that's it, on the first string, he's playing that 1, 2, 3, and he's picking as he's bending it up and bringing it down. So the whole lick right there. Really neat. And then this part, something like that. So he ends up, and then open second string to the 14th fret of the second string. Right there. That's what I'm hearing there. So the whole lick, let's just do it once. To that point right there is where we'll stop. And then the next little phrase from here goes like this. So he's got this open first string, 14th fret of the second string, and then 14th fret, and then open second string. So it's like this. And he's going to slide, sounds to me, to the 15th fret of the third string. So that whole lick. And that's what I'm hearing there the rest of the way through. So let's take it the whole thing from the second blues box lick. And that little lick, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing there. It almost sounds like it's doing something like this, with a couple different slides in there. You got to listen to it yourself and see what you think he's doing. But this, playing something right along those lines. This little, we did that in the very first verse, but this time I think he does it a little differently. It's something like a little more complicated. Plays it really fast, so it's hard to hear it exactly. But he winds up again, you know, on that note. So this little lick. And I listen to the song, and sometimes I think I hear him play this. And then another time I'll hear him play this, where he's playing the open fourth string before he gets to the fifth string. So let's go through one more time what we've got with that verse, which to me is probably one of the toughest ones. So we get to this. And then we're going to go back into whoops. And he does that whole phrase that I just played there is pretty much exactly how he played it the first time. So we're moving along. We're getting through it. It's these little I don't know, nuances. You know, the way he plays that. You know, to me, he's got to be using that slide and those open strings. And when you play the Gatemouth Brown stuff, I've identified two main slides here. That one where he's on the second string with the open first string, and then he's doing the same thing on the third string with the open second string. That little lick. He uses that all the time, and sometimes he throws in the open first string. And there's some tunes where he plays a lick like that. It's really cool, but he'll be playing in the first E position. I think that's it. That's pretty close. So we got two slides. We got the first one on the second, third string with the open second, open first, and then the 14th fret of the second string. And then another slide, this time just with the open second string, back into that first E blues box. So that whole lick, I think, goes like this. Whoops. Something very close to that. Listen to it yourself, but that's very Gatemouth Brownish, if that's a word. When we come back, we'll take you through the last stop time and the last part of the song, and hopefully you'll have enough where you can start playing this tune. The next part comes out of the second horn break, and you get the horns doing something like this. And then he goes into this lick. Which is really neat. So that first lick is a slow bend on the 3rd string, 13th fret, and he kind of lets it hang, and then he starts this hammer on pull off on the 13th fret of the 3rd string, and then winds up on the 13th fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, and then back to the 13th fret of the 3rd string. So it's like this. That's the lick you hear. Played quickly. And then he does something here, which I can't remember note for note, something to bridge that. And then he goes into this lick. And I'm not sure here if he uses an open 3rd string, or maybe goes to the 16th fret of the 4th string. So it's like this. Right here. Does he go there, or does he go, or an open? I think it's going to the, staying on the 4th string. So it's like this. So let's play that whole little section one more time. Not sure exactly what he does there. Something very close to that. And then he goes from this phrase, something like that. So he's bending up again. Open 3rd string. So from that last phrase, then the next little phrase is something like this. That's what I'm hearing. So he does a lick that I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'm hearing something like this. So I'm hearing, and what I'm thinking he's doing, he's either doing some kind of bend on the 3rd string. I don't hear that. I hear the slide. So he's sliding from the 13th fret to the 15th fret, 3rd string, open 2nd string, 14th fret or 15th fret of the 3rd string. Again, he keeps that finger there. So it's, and then open 1st string, something like that. And I think he winds up at the open 3rd string. So it's like this. So he's doing this little lick. And then he's going to go into the end of the song. And that's what I'm hearing. So it's like open 3rd, 12th fret. He did something like this earlier in the song. Open. 1st string, 14th fret of the 2nd string, open 2nd string, and then this little lick where he's sliding from the 14th fret, 13th fret to the 15th fret on the 3rd string, and then playing the open 2nd. So something like this. And then he goes into the end of the song with with the horns playing. So this little lick, something very close to that. Just walk in 14, 13, open on the first string, same thing on the second string. So like this. 13th fret of the third string, open, and then 12th fret. So let's do that whole thing there. I'm trying to think through this as I'm teaching you and I'm getting confused. So he does this. And then you got the orchestra, bam, bam, and then he goes into one last lick. Something like that. And he winds up on the 13th fret of the fourth string. Let's try to take that whole last part one more time. Boom, boom, boom. And he winds up right there on that note to end the song. So there, you know, kind of on the cuff, off the cuff, is the best, you know, a good start with Okie Dokie Stomp. There's a lot of little phrases in there. If you want to play this note for note, you're going to really have to study this. I haven't studied it because I don't play it, but I want to play it. This is a great song. But some of these licks, again, if you understand where he's playing in that first position, E, and all these little notes. Right there. It's not, you know, very complicated. The only time he strays from that is on when he goes into that little phrase, which he only does a little bit, and then the double stop. If you understand that and that slide, and listen to that. You know, if you know that Gatemouth Brown does that, where he does those slides with the open strings involved, and you listen to Okie Dokie Stomp and you hear those phrases, you can figure out what he's doing or play something pretty close to it. I hope this helps. You know, this is a lesson that I didn't spend a lot of time on. I'm just kind of doing this off my memory, you know, of the song, fiddling around with it in the past. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. If there's any mistakes I made, be sure to point them out. And I really appreciate it when people make constructive comments and, you know, point out things that they think were played differently and give a reason. That's what this is for. You know, kind of a discussion of these songs. We can all understand how they were played. Maybe not play them note for note. That's kind of tough. But understand how they were played so we can, you know, use them. A lot of these Gatemouth Brown licks you can use in any key. You know, you don't just have to play them in the open E position. That one you can play in any, you know, in any key. Just make some adjustments. Again, hope you enjoyed this lesson. And I'll post some tab, probably going to be a week or two before I get that up. I want to go through it again and make sure it's as accurate as I can get. Take care. See you later.